Hello everybody and welcome to another live stream. Give me a second. I'm gonna make sure that the link is publicized on the Twitter sphere. I'm gonna copy the URL just to let folks know that we're live streaming, and then we can get to work and I'll have to figure out what the heck I'm doing today. Haha. So this is the belated Dr. B's live stream. This cartoon will be out this month, by hook or by crook. I am sure it will be out this month, but if you are a member of the Patreon or the Patreon connected Discord server, you will probably have seen some of the back and forth conversation about actual arrival dates this month, and I threw out the 15th as a possible date. I thought, oh yeah, the 15th of October, that'll probably be when it's out. And it's the 15th today and it hasn't happened yet, so clearly it's not like I'm going to finish in the next hour, but I will finish this month for sure. I mean, the Dr. B's animation style is quite limited compared to you know, something like Starbarians, and I don't think a Dr. B's has ever taken me longer than 2 weeks to finish, and there's already a lot of work already completed on this one, so I'm not worried about that side of things. It's just, you know, real life and stuff carrying on. Anyway, this isn't the Complainathon 2020. That's my other stream I'm doing tomorrow. This is just an animation live stream or a work live stream, or we can hang out. I should probably do a little bit of work, maybe. So I'm going to take a look at some stuff that I need to do. I've got like a whole bunch of shots done minus the background in this particular scene I'm working on, and I don't know if you guys want to get a glimpse of the character. I don't know if I want you to see him or not, but there's a new villain on the scene. He's basically Thanos. I think he's going to leave the same kind of impact on pop culture as Thanos did. I don't think it'll be anything less. I wouldn't be happy with that. So this is this guy here. I don't know if I'll tell you his name, but you can maybe guess his kind of deal. And there's Dr. B's, obviously, and blah 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 blah. I got lots of shots finished already. Oh no, they're not finished. Harry, that's rich bullshit. No, they are animated sans lip sync and background, so, and music and stuff and sound effects and basically everything. So anyway, there's a little sequence I've been working on today where he shows Dr. B's a slideshow, kind of gives him a glimpse of what the future holds. And then later on in the scene, we get to a fight scene, and I've got to block out some of the animation for that. And I was thinking we're gonna have Dr. B's throwing. Get this, guys! Dr. B's is gonna throw some bees. I know you didn't see that one coming, but he's gonna do them in interesting ways, and I thought we could get to that today. Although I'll tell you what, before we do that, I haven't live streamed in a while, so I'll read some comments and some questions if they drop on by, and I can say hello. A bunch of folks today that I do not recognize. Thank you for coming by, everyone. I can't read out all the names, but a few people I do recognize, like the Bad Cow Bunch, Anton, Bowser the Dog, obviously, Jacob Tucker, Tamagotchi. Hello, Tamagotchi. But yeah, Gerard. I don't think I recognize you, Gerard. Egg for Eggdemption. Anton. I know the name Anton. And I know the user. Sorry, I know the user icon, but I don't actually recognize the name Anton. But good to see you too, Anton. Terranium, we know. Hey, bruh. All right. So yeah, we're gonna animate like an action shot of Dr. B's today. I'm gonna rough animate it. There's no way in hell I'm gonna be able to do all the cleanup and the color on one live stream. That's crazy. That's madness. I don't have that much time. This is gonna be a 2 hours tops live stream. Okay, so we're gonna have a shot where Dr. B's is kind of dancing in, almost ballerina style. Like he's gonna be coming in, and let me see. Let me see. This is just a rough sketch, guys, okay? So I want him to be, when he throws the bees, okay, I want his arm really, like, dramatically outstretched, but it's like he's done that, okay? Whoa! Emiald with the super chat, thank you very much. Could you give some tips on animating things like hair? I animate hair and it looks bouncy. I want it to look soft. Yeah, I can probably do that for you. If you give me a minute here, Emiald. So yeah, we're gonna animate this Dr. Bees shot where he's throwing some bees, basically. That's the idea. Anyway, Emiel asks for tips with hair. I would just say with hair that it's always like one step behind. So if, you know, pose number 1, it's like your character looks like this, you know, and then pose, and then they're moving into position here, you know, with their neck at a different angle. You don't want to just have the hair stuck to the head the whole time. What you're going to want to do is in your middle position, let's say that's 1 and that's 2. I'd say like in your middle position, what you're going to want to do is have everything drag with the hair. So basically you're going to want it to drag behind like it's stuck at position 1. So even though the head is like, would be what, 1.5 or whatever, the hair is still trying to cling to its first position. And then even when you have like another drawing here to kind of ease it in, you still want that hair sort of dragging behind. I basically just, it's called overlap in animation, or secondary action. Just make sure you get a lot of drag when you animate, and so things like hair and clothing. I mean, we probably have examples of it actually in this scene we've been working on here. Me and the assistant. Where is it? Where is it? Okay, so in this scene where we got the bad guy, he's like, okay, here's a good example. So even though this is not hair, it's you know, his his hanging fabric. I guess it is slightly draped over his arm, but it's because he's wearing it. Use your words correctly, Harry. His outfit that he's wearing, this kind of bathrobe type thing. As he moves his hand here, can you see that the hanging furry fabric of the bathrobe is like dragging from this point? This is sort of its first position, but it doesn't just stay there the whole time. And as he moves, it doesn't just stay, you know, directly hanging down like that. It actually is clinging at the lowest hanging part. It's clinging to that first position before eventually having to catch up. So I mean, this is Dr. Bees. This isn't great animation that's going to blow anyone's mind or anything, but you get sort of seeing in action how stuff kind of drags and then has to catch up. Hair does that, fabric does that, even things like body fat to a lesser degree, you know, jiggling bosoms, or if you have a giant obese eyebrow, that would jiggle too. But you should probably, you know, get that checked out because it's not healthy to have that. So our shot of Dr. Bees, he's coming in and he's throwing like an oversized bee, and I think I want him to. He's going to start off with his arm tucked in, kind of like that, like his arm is tucked in, and then he's throwing it out, whoosh, like this. So I'm thinking the other arm probably needs to be kind of up like that, or it could be even out like this, like that. I don't know what's funnier. It's kind of, yeah, I actually don't like it out like that. I like it like that, because then this is the end pose here with the arms straightened out, and if he has both arms completely straightened out, it's sort of funny. It's a bit Ginyu Force to have both your arms like almost like a T pose, but more like a Y pose, just completely flat out. Let me think. The line is, what's the line that he says? He says, and also my Russian doll bees, housing smaller and smaller bees. Yeah, because he's listing, he's throwing all these different types of unique bee at the bad guy. You know, I think I'm gonna go with the arm actually crooked here and bent, because he's barely in the shot. Basically, he's gonna be like flying in and going, also my Russian doll bees, and then you're actually following for the second half of the shot. You're following the bee as it moves away. So I think that we can get away with just a simple pose, and I'm gonna make the background a less obnoxious eye drilling color. There we go. There we go, because I don't want to turn blind. And I'll begin cleaning that up, but I'll look to see if there's any comments or anything I should get to. Michael DeGrave with the super chat. Thank you, Michael DeGrave. Michael DeGrave leaves me 3 bees. 3 emoticon bees. Appreciate it very, very much. Thank you for that, Michael. That's hugely generous of you. I'm going to get to cleaning up this Dr. Bees. And I'll show you, first of all, I'll show you a very, very, very good technique for if you want to clean up an illustration of Dr. Bees. Where the hell is it? All right. First of all, if you want to draw Dr. Bees, what you want to do is, this is my How to Draw Dr. Bees masterclass. Basically, I can show you how to draw Dr. Bees, rough drawing, not quite clean up, but how to get a great rough drawing of Dr. Bees in just a few seconds flat. You copy a previous drawing. You copy the same drawing of Dr. Bees that you did in 2013, and you paste it into your new drawing, and there you have it. And the reason I do that is it's not complete laziness, because things like the Starbarians or Trilby Dogtooth, I'll draw those characters over and over again and think nothing of it. But Dr. Bees is an incredibly stiff, rigid guy, and his expression does change. But he, as sort of a character, it's almost like he's completely fixed in one position, and I kind of never want his proportions to change, and I never want to draw him off model. There are some things I do fix, like his collar is oddly high in that original drawing, so I do go in and sort of often tweak the collar. And I'll go in and I will redraw this and trace it so that he... some things are different, so that, you know, for example, the thickness of the lines kind of match the new drawing, because, you know, the original drawing here has very, very, very fine lines, but we want to go in and fix that. But yeah, that's how I draw Dr. Bees so on model, is that I basically reuse the same drawing that I did 7 years ago. I have a swig of coffee, bear with me, guys. I agree, it's an extremely smart move. Alright, so here's the actual effort now. I have to come in and draw an arm. Put the elbow down there, connects to the tricep, and the other arm is going to be kind of like that, something like that. That elbow was looking a bit ostentatious, Harry. Tuck that elbow in, lad, and put the glove on him, and he's curling a tight fist. I'm not very good at drawing characters kind of in perspective and foreshortening and all that fancy drawing stuff where sort of parts of the body kind of are drawn in a way that they kind of occlude themselves. You know, like if you're looking, if someone's pointing directly at you, you're going to kind of see that kind of view of their hand, and then their arm is going to be like that, and then their face would be like this. I'm not very good at drawing. That's supposed to be at the end of a finger. That might make more sense if I do that. I'm not very good at drawing that kind of thing. I think I can do it, but I don't think in terms of perspective and foreshortening, so I often have to make a kind of conscious effort. But Dr. Bees, like I say, he's a real stiff guy, and it's sort of part of the gag of the whole universe that he does move, but he's always really stiff. So his chest will be like that. And another interesting thing about his design is the box, the beehive that he wears around his waist. Really restricts his movement. If you watched episode 4 of Shot Blast, you'll know what I'm talking about. That's a patrons only supporter series, a behind the scenes series that I do. We got 5 episodes of that now. The last episode 5, was a Has Been Hotel one, because I worked briefly on Has Been Hotel. We turned that into a Shot Blast episode that went up about a week and a half ago on the Patreon. $2 a month, guys, if you wanna get access to those videos. And in episode 4 of Shot Blast, we did a thing where we showed Dr. Bees standing up. He kind of arrives in the scene, and I was originally going to have him sat down. He arrives kind of on a vehicle, if I can put it gently. He arrives riding something, and I wanted him sat down on it, and then I came to actually have to draw it. And because he's got this like, I'll go back to the start here just so you can see what I'm talking about. Where are we? Yeah, he's got this wooden box, right, around his crotch, basically. And I couldn't draw him sitting down because he'd have to actually be sat like cross-legged, actually sat on the floor. And you try drawing someone sat cross-legged while they've got a box around them, like it wouldn't work because it would be cutting into his midsection. So in the end, we just had him standing, which was fine. It actually made the shot kind of funnier and work better. But often that can happen. You can create and design characters that don't even work logically, and then you try and do something with them. You try and draw them in a particular perspective or a particular pose, and they totally don't work. I mean, all those like 1950s This looks like a Zach Hadel character here. All these little 1950s guys, you know, that you'll see in old kind of UPA cartoons from years ago. They're kind of designed to not really work in perspective, and if you tried drawing them front on, they'd have their eyes on one side. They'd be little freaky monsters, and no one would love them. Sort of like Mickey Mouse with his ears, you know, he doesn't really work in 3D. His ears always stay on one side of his head. I'm not comparing my work to Mickey Mouse. Alright, so yeah, this box he wears around his midsection, I'm gonna actually move it up a little bit and make it nearer, because I've never drawn Dr. B's crotch before, and I don't want to start now. So that's good. Let's get a flash to delete that line. That's definitely what I wanted. Having one leg kind of kicked up like that, it's very effeminate and funny. I like it. We'll keep that. And he's got a big B on his chest. I don't know what it stands for. Okay, so that's coming along for my rough drawing. We'll put in some sort of muscle details stuff, whatever. We'll figure that out later on, okay? Hey, Gregor the Scot is in the chat. Gregor, everyone, is the editor on the new Shot Blast episodes, the last 4. So everything after... No, wait, no, he's done them all. What am I talking about? No, I tried making one months and months ago. Episode 1 through 5 were Gregor. And also we're working on something called Cartoon Buffoon. That's another thing that's exclusive to the Patreon. I get it confused with the idea of a patron and Patreon. Cartoon Buffoon is more of like a cartoon analysis. It's more light-hearted type thing. I actually got halfway through recording the new one this week, but I had to stop to get back to Dr. B's, and it's on Scooby-Doo. It's specifically on the 13 Ghosts of Scooby-Doo, and I think it'll be a fun one, so I hope you guys get to see that. And we will eventually give some away for free. I think it's just a case of making sure we get a really good one that we feel is also representative of the series as a whole. Alright, so Dr. B's outstretches his arm after he's thrown the large oversized bee, and something like that. That arm looks a bit too big, but maybe it's just this arm looking a bit too small. Maybe we can fix that, and we'll go in. Alright. Terranium says, turn up the music, you can't hear it. Oh, that's not good. Hopefully that's a little bit better, guys. But you got to let me know now if that's too much music, because I can't hear it. Okay? Alright, so that's pose. We'll move it up a little bit. Yeah, how's that new music level, everyone? Let me know, because I can't hear it. So I'm hoping that you can and give me your thoughts. So that's pose number 2, essentially, and pose number 1 is going to be the exact same thing. Now it's too loud. Great. I need a producer on this. Alright. Maybe that's... Alright, maybe that's better. I don't know. I think I did that's only like maybe 20% quieter. Alright, so that's pose number 2. And we're going to go with a pose number 1 now, which is basically going to be the same thing because it's Dr. B's and nothing really moves. A lot of shots, just one arm moves. And we're going to go with... Let me actually sketch what I'm doing here. I saw somebody asked in the chat, have I seen Primal? No, I have not seen Primal. I've seen clips of it, but I'm too busy doing my own stuff to watch other people's stuff. If I'm going to watch something, it's going to be with the missus. It's going to be with the lady at the end of the day. And Joyce has really cool taste in stuff. I mean, she's not, you know, she doesn't just want to watch baking shows, but it probably would be a baking show because at the moment we're watching Halloween Wars, which is a baking show where people have to make scary Halloween themed cakes. I know I'm not middle-aged, but I'm certainly a settled married guy, and I do watch that kind of stuff. I rarely get to watch things completely of my own volition. It's usually very late at night after she's gone to bed, so I can't have the sound up. So it's going to have to be something kind of that I don't care if I don't even hear. But being respectful, you know. It's not like she's some Trunchbull lady that rules the roost. Yeah, I'm sure it's cool because Gendy Tartakovsky is cool as hell. I love Dexter's Lab, and even though, I mean, it's been years since I watched it, I did watch the old 2D OG Clone Wars from back in the day. Alright, so actually I forgot, he's gripping a bee in this shot. He's holding a bee and then he throws the bee like that. Alright, so I'm gonna actually go ahead and I'm gonna clean that up, and that's gonna be my Dr. B's shot. But I thought it might be fun today, everyone, if we actually backed away from Dr. B's. Don't get me wrong, Dr. B's definitely needs to come out this month, but I thought it might be fun if we did like an animation challenge and actually did something that's kind of, you know, maybe more fun for you guys to watch, because this is my work and I've got to get this cartoon out this month. But I thought I might do something a little more fun maybe for you. So I'm actually gonna cool it right there. I'm gonna close down. Do I? Haha. This is okay. This is something I was working on earlier. It's this is just a slideshow. The Dr. B's is shown by the villain. The Comforter is the villain, and the Comforter tells Dr. B's, he's like, you know, picture a world, you and me working together. All shortages of comfort and shortages of bees being solved simultaneously. So he's up to no good. He's a little diabolical. So we're going to close that because that actual animation now, or that slideshow, has been saved. It's been put in the cartoon. I'm going to save, guys, and I'm going to open up Toon Boom in just a second. And if you have any questions, let me see if I can answer anything while you're while I'm getting on with that. Lou Animation says, I love that you get to feel like you're kind of in the show. Oh, talking about Primal, because of the lack of dialogue. Well, yeah, I mean, there's me saying that I don't turn the sound up too loud in the evening because the missus is in bed. Maybe Primal would be a good show to watch, but I feel like the sound design is probably still very important. I wouldn't want people to watch even stuff I made that doesn't have much dialogue, and that's not really anything I've made, but I wouldn't want people to watch anything and not, you know, listen to the sound design. Even if it's music, sound effects, that's still going to be important. Let me close this up. Nope, I don't want to save that. Alrighty, so we're going to open Toon Boom, wherever it is. I'm going to open up a new file. I'm going to call it Challenge, because yeah, we'll save the changes, whatever. Toon Boom is great. Toon Boom is, I still use Adobe Animate because I'm comfortable with it, but Toon Boom has a lot of really great features. Like the drawing tools are much better. So what I do is I build up the drawings in Toon Boom, I clean them up, ship them back, export them and open them back up in Adobe Animate, and that works out for me now. So I cannot use Kakani. Terranium is telling me to use Kakani, but Kakani, my license is currently expired. I actually need to pay for another one, so it's been an expensive, pricey month. I do not currently have it in the budget to buy a new, even though Kakani is cheap as chips. I don't currently have it in the budget to go and be buying another Kakani subscription until I need to use it. And Dr. B's is just not the kind of project that really needs it. So guys, the great thing about Toon Boom is that you've got these great smoother drawing tools. Let's put it up to 10. That's nice and fat. Nice fat brush. And if you guys have any suggestions for things you'd like to see me draw, or things you'd like to see me animate, we could do an animation challenge where I try and animate something in just 10 minutes flat, or 5 minutes, or however long. And if I see any good suggestions that I like the look of, we can go for it. Although I'm going to turn a lot of them down because they are... Sometimes people are like, animate an episode of Starbarians in 10 minutes. It's not going to happen. So, going to be a little bit picky on that front. What are we doing? Let me see. Try doing a good Homer. Neil's New Life says, can I get a shout out? No, you cannot. Neil's New Life, you cannot get a shout out. Try to draw a Homer from memory. Bye. I can't be drawn from memory. There we go. Oh, that's not too bad. I was trying to do a challenge for my dad the other day. I went to see him. We were trying to draw characters from memory, and I challenged him with Betty Boop, and it was bad news. I love my dad, and he's a very good artist, but his Betty Boop from memory looked like kind of looked like Astro Boy if he was experimented on by aliens for 12 years. Oh, what was that? That was the very tall-headed Homer. That was the big-brained Homer. Even that's too big. Oh, come on. Yeah, this is off-model season 1 Homer. This is Tracy Ullman Short's Homer over here. There we go. We can. The next two skinny too. Oh man. Oh boy. Something like that. Something like that for a Homer. Yeah, it's not. It's like the mouth is too high. Yeah, that's a little better with the mouth low like that. And the head's a little bit too big still. Oh, whatever. Now the neck's too thick. Anyway, let me see animation challenges. I think some people threw some out now. Animate an animator. No, animators don't move. I've been glued to this chair for 10 years. Animate Hogstrong shaving his soul patch. You know I hate that soul patch. You know I hate it. I hate that character design choice. I don't know what I was thinking when I drew that. I mean, the Starbarians are like kind of annoying to draw. See, I got to really go sketchy and I've really got to do a very loose drawing before I can kind of come in with I can't really just draw the Starbarians from scratch, but I guess I can draw him sort of doing it. He would be whoop. No, Harry, don't do that. We want a thick eraser. If I'm going to be drawing fast, I'm going to be drawing badly. So we want a big, thick eraser to make sure we tackle the problems that are going to arise from me trying to draw really fast. And we can, let me see. Hogstrong is going to be something like this with the razor. How do you hold a razor? I have shaved before, guys. Trust me. I'm not really 12. There we go. And he'd have a bunch of cream on his... Actually, no, he wouldn't have any cream, would he? He'd just have the tiny bit there, right where the razor would be, because he doesn't have any of the stubble. So he's just shaving the razor. So yeah, if you're just joining us, everyone, I've made it known before that I do not like the razor. I do not like the soul patch goatee thing growing out of Hogstrong's chin. If you see, he has a little pink. There's a little pink strip just under his lip. And somebody asked me to animate him shaving it. I don't think I can animate it because that would take too long. If I was able to animate the Starbarians doing anything in the length of a live stream, then there wouldn't be such a horrific wait between episodes. But yeah, that would be, and they'd be holding the can of Barbasol or whatever filled with embryos, and yeah, something like that. I don't know. Something it would be looking in a mirror. We can imply it's a mirror by putting highlights or whatever on the actual thing that we're looking through, and then that would be frame 1, and then frame 2 would be whatever. Would be the thing up like that. He'd be shaving his eye, and it would be completely gone. So yeah, okay. Well, somebody else can clean that up if they want. The Discord, sometimes friendly people on the Discord will take terrible drawings that I do on live stream very, very quickly, such as my Homer. That head needs to be a lot longer. That's more the Homer I recognize. And he needs he needs some kind of sort of claw. Occasionally, yeah, like I was saying, very, very nice people on the Discord will come by and take terrible drawings that I've done and actually finish them off for me. Not that there's any benefit to that, because these drawings are never ever going to see the light of day. But we want to give sort of an alien claw to Homer, which I think is a season 32 plot point. I've leaked it, and I shouldn't have done that, but this is yeah, and he has those like little legs growing out of his body. Okay, I think that's what Homer looks like from memory. So that's Hogstrong shading too. Shaving. I do the shading, I'm the animator. Try to draw a character using only the spray tool. Well, damn, that would have to be in haha, that's a fun challenge actually. Who said that? Ritter437. Ritter, that's a fun challenge. Let me open up Paint, because to my knowledge there's nothing like that in Toon Boom. Okay, does anyone else want to suggest the character? Because I've got Paint open. Let me see. Home. I haven't used this for ages. How do I get... Okay, that's the spray tool. Well, that's basically a line, so we want like a fat one, right? Let me see. Anyone can suggest a character. Draw Nathan Explosion. I don't know who that is. Draw Morty, Ghastly from Pokemon, Mario. We'll try drawing a Mario for Anton. I mean, I'm just gonna end up like I could do it, but just with really thick lines, you know. Well, I'm trying to draw him small. Okay, I'll try and draw the smallest Mario I can using just a spray tool. Oh boy. Okay. Whoa. Okay. Alright, this is Mario. Oh boy, this is impossible. Okay. No, that's not what we want. We want the spray tool. What's this Home? Why do they call it Home? What is the deal with... This isn't even new Paint. This is Microsoft's Windows 7 Paint. So it's... But I still, like, it's, you know... Okay. Alright. Well, that... okay. That's supposed to be... Oh, like if I was really talented, I could sort of imply depth and stuff. This is what I'm trying to do, because I can't draw lines. I'm just trying to draw... sort of imply the areas that would be shaded. It's all getting lost because I can't do any little details like the okay, this would be the shoe. If I just tell you what I'm drawing, you can fill in the mental gaps. This would be the other shoe back here. Alright, well that, you know, I think you could probably tell who it is because of the mustache. Does Mario have... Does he have hair at the front? I forget. But that's not very good, is it? That's Mario drawn very small with the biggest paint can or biggest spray paint can you can get. The idea would be that was the fist, that was, you know, another fist around here, and then the eyes and the nose would be doing something like that. Anyway, that's very tricky. It's basically like trying to, you know, thread a needle with a bar of soap or something. You just can't do it. You just can't do it with such a big old clumsy tool. But there we go. I gave it my best. Gave it my best shot. I hope you're happy. Nathan Explosion is from Metalocalypse. Oh yeah, I've heard of Metalocalypse, but I don't know the characters' names. You know, there's a lot of stuff that I don't watch. That seems to be the main takeaway from live streams, is people tell me that there are TV shows I should watch. That's basically it. I don't watch it. I don't watch anything. We pretty much just take away that information. If it's new, if it's from the last 20 years, I've been, not 20, if it came out after 2006, which is when I went away to university, I didn't have a TV for 4 years, and then after that I was working, so I really haven't had time to watch any television since 2005, which is depressing. That's about the point I dropped off. Alright. Ken from Street Fighter. Oh, well, thank you for the suggestion, Longerton, but we've actually drawn Ken before on live stream, so have drawn that before. See if I can try. Yeah, Terranium has a good point. He says all you do is animate all day. Of course, you don't get to watch anything. This is true. This is my life. This is just the way it's gone now. Animate a hot lady first, says Davy88. Well, I mean, animating it's one thing. Try and give you my extremely sexist perspective on how you draw a cute girl, although it's going to come out as an absolute abomination now. Of course, everyone's different. Everyone's attracted to different things. Typically, you want to make kind of... this is me trying to draw confidently. You want to make smooth, confident shapes. You want to make her kind of dainty in places and not so dainty in other places. These are all very vague advice. I would just use lots of curved lines. So the eye, kind of make the eyes big. Although she's looking a little young here. You want to go careful there, Harry. I mean, animation tends to lean into sort of younger looking characters. You know what? Let's tell you what. Let's ditch that right away because that was coming out bad, and we'll try and draw a more. We'll try and go against the grain here. Let's try and draw an angular-looking woman that still looks attractive. Something that's sort of angular and hard-looking, but still with the heavy eyelids. She's going to end up looking a little bit more masculine here, but that's okay. I'm thinking of kind of like Helga from... Is it Helga? The character from Atlantis. The lady who's with the bad guys, but still kind of... She's not the worst of them. The sort of femme fatale blonde lady from Atlantis. This lady's hair is looking very tousled. And this is our rough, okay? So we'll go in and we'll clean that up a little bit. Just a touch. Let's open up another layer here. Usually, eyebrows on female characters aren't really thick, but let's give her thick eyebrows, just to break the mold a little bit. Really tussle that hair. We'll give her hard cheekbones. The nose is not that angular, but we'll keep it as is. And sometimes I draw women with very big, thick lips because I tend to like the way that looks. So let's not do that here. Let's give her more of a sort of angular. They're not thin lips, but they are obviously, compared to the eyebrows, a lot more understated. You don't usually want to give them a big heavy brow, so we'll do that. We'll put a little bit of shading there. No, I don't like the way that looks. Also don't want to do the unibrow. We'll lay off the unibrow. I'll come in and... So some things I'm keeping kind of consistent with the way I'd always draw a hot lady, which is doing the big lashes. let's try to give her a face that is angular, but not super masculine. Oh, gotta be careful I don't draw a beard on her. I think that basically gets the job done. It's angular, but she doesn't completely look masculine. And then the hair, I said the hair is going to be tousled. That's partly because I can't really draw hair, guys. If I say it's tousled and I just draw a big old mess, then you can't say that I got it wrong. Oh, let's give her some big old ears too. I actually think big ears are not too unattractive. I have frighteningly small ears. I don't think I've met anybody with smaller ears than me. In fact, this whole COVID thing, it's weird because I generally have a very large, lumpy face. I have a giant nose and big lips and big eyebrows. But I have these, like, malformed lamprey ears. And this COVID thing has brought that into stark light of day recently, because I can barely get the mask over my ears sometimes. The straps, when I have to, like, wear a mask and stuff, I can't get it over my ears sometimes because I have these little, you know, malformed Hills Have Eyes ears. Alright, well, she looks like she just lost a fight with a lawnmower. But, you know, we're calling it tussled, okay? I think she looks pretty cool. You can tell that I read comics in the 90s because she's got that kind of Witchblade sort of... It's not as well drawn as Witchblade, but you know what I mean. And... yeah, the hair is not happening, but, you know, I'm just not good at hair. If I had the will to, I'm sure I could sit down and draw something a bit better, so... with regards to the hair. And the other thing I typically give my female characters is very large bust, because I'm not very good at drawing attractive females, so I really just lay on the cheesy curves and try and get away with it as my saving grace. So we could avoid doing that today, or we could not, or we could just stop here and you'd have to make your mind up. Oh, it's make or break time, Harry. You gotta draw something. One big one, one small one. We will put her in some kind of top. Like that. There we go. And I know you guys are disappointed. You're disappointed. You thought I was gonna go really... just lowest common denominator. But no, we went kind of classy in the end. There we go. Wow, that took longer than I anticipated, but I sort of enjoyed it. So that's a little lady that I went and drew here on the live stream, and I don't know. I think she's okay, but just trying to imply some kind of shading or something there. I don't know. I think she's okay, and I think she is not as attractive as my cool Homer that I drew. He's still the best. He's still the best character on the live stream. Alright guys, anyone else want me to draw something? I mean, maybe the drawing is nice because I get to take some time. And Joel Mayer says, where's Rob Liefeld? Screw you, Joel Mayer. Okay? No, Joel's a nice guy. We like Joel. He's a supporter. He's on the Patreon. He's on the Discord. He's getting... He's always sharing work that he's made, and he's a fantastic artist. But it is a little bit Rob Liefeld. Although for her to be really like Rob Liefeld, we'd have to have a katana over her shoulder, and then a giant shoulder pad, yada 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 yada. But yeah, she came out okay. I like her. Bowser the dog with the super chat. Thank you very much, Bowser. Bowser says, hope the rest of the stream goes well. Dr. Bees will be great. He will be great. We're gonna make Dr. Bees great again. Here's some lunch money. Thank you so much, Bowser the dog. You didn't need to do that because you're already a patron and you're already hemorrhaging money to support my degenerate operation, but thank you very much for your extremely kind super chat. Okay, guys, what else am I getting suggestions for to draw? How about Raven from Teen Titans? That would have to be from memory. I don't remember what she looks like completely. I you know, I can picture a girl, a gothy girl, you know, in shadow with the hood and stuff, but I wouldn't be able to do it from memory. Draw an Easter bunny pooping a jack-o'-lantern. No, thank you. Pleasantly. No, thank you. Draw a duck that's also a knight. We could draw a duck in the style of dressed as a knight. That would be kind of okay to do. All right, so again, I'm gonna lay down my roughs, guys, and you're gonna get to see just how bad this is. All right. I always, as a kid, wondered why all duckbills in cartoons were kind of drawn the same, but it really is the way to draw a duckbill. That's just how they look, you know? Let's try and come up with a duck design that isn't Daffy, because Daffy and Donald, you know, they're different characters, but let's try and come up with something unique. I'll tell you what. I was going to say let's draw like a huge buff duck, but those do exist in fiction. You've got like the Mighty Ducks and stuff, and I'm sure there's some characters in DuckTales like is Launchpad in DuckTales or is he in Darkwing? I get him confused kind of. But that whole thing of like the big tough duck. I don't know if because I was going to draw him with like a big duck chin, but then I'm sure there's somebody that looks like that already. Maybe that is Launchpad I'm thinking of. I was saying earlier that I've not watched cartoons or anything since 2006. That's when I just decided to give up culture and living and life, and just try and work for a living, which is it's really hard to do when you're trying to make cartoon drawing your living without working in a studio. Anyway, I think that's okay for my duck. I don't know. I just sort of just scribbled something. So if he's a knight, I'm gonna want some kind of some sort of chainmail. I'm not gonna draw like a really elaborate suit of armor or anything, because that I did actually just get a book on medieval living from my dad. He's into medieval stuff, and as am I, and I have not browsed it enough yet to be sort of up to date on. Okay, so this is not a knight. This looks more like a Norman or something. This is a medieval type foot soldier, but a little bit more Bayeux tapestry than you know, your typical knight in shining armor. This is more of a kind of peasant foot soldier guy, but he's buff, no doubt. All right, let's get this guy cleaned up, because we don't want this to take forever. So let's get our dude cleaned up, and we'll try and do a good job on him and make him look tough, and make him look menacing. In fact, let's leave. Ducks don't have teeth, do they? I was gonna give him like sticky out teeth, but my ducks don't also wear armor, Harry. So. Okay. Something. Let's leave their face. I want to do the face because it's the easiest part, probably. I'm gonna screw up the armor and stuff for real. So this is a tough kind of medieval duck. And he's gonna have, oh brother, I'm gonna have to bring up reference for what I'm drawing. I'm so sorry. Okay, hang on. Norman soldier. There we go. I'm gonna type Norman soldier in, not Norman Saunders, Norman soldier, and try and just get some reference, just so we're looking at the right thing. Yeah, that's not really helped me any, but that's okay. That's fine. We'll just draw big old, what are these, deltoids? Okay, Harry, talk. Say something. It's dead air. Well, maybe while I'm finishing this up, if anybody has any questions, I could get to those. So we have a lot of people on the stream tonight, and I greatly appreciate it, but it puts the pressure on me. I've got to come up with something semi-entertaining, which I don't know if Buff Duck quite cuts the mustard when it comes to entertaining a couple hundred people at the same time. That's great. Usually we get about 600 viewers, and it's nice to have a couple. Sorry, it's 660 viewers, not 600. Yikes. Yeah, so it's nice to have more than that. It's very nice. But I don't feel like right now this is going to be winning any hearts and minds as I struggle through extremely inaccurate medieval costuming on a very buff duck. Anyway, let's get this guy finished up. We're gonna put a strap around him like that because he's technically carrying a quiver. And the quiver's gonna have arrows in it because, of course, I'm gonna do something weird with the arrows. I'm gonna have, actually, the quiver would be on the other side, wouldn't it? You wouldn't have it probably. There we go. That would make sense. Yeah, now I'm thinking with ducks in mind. I know this shoulder is not really happening. This is supposed to be chainmail, guys, but I'm not going to draw all the chainmail. And we want our quiver here, which is where our cool, badass medieval duck is keeping his arrows. And I'm thinking that the arrows could have little duck feet on them. I don't know, like he's killed all the little coward ducks and taken their feet. I don't think that would be a very good sort of support. No, that's a stupid idea. Why don't we get rid of that? That's what we would call a late life dementia idea, Harry. That's just me losing my brain. That's me going crazy. It's the end of the day and I'm tired. All right, so that's his quiver. And let's go back in now. We're going to draw his little duck bow. We're just going to imply it, okay? Okay! We're going to imply it. And we're just going to draw this, like, real menacing, grim visage. There we go. Yes! The eyes looking up. That's working for me.
You came to my pond. You stole my mother's eggs.
Maybe this was no, that's not a good voice. That's not a good voice. Maybe this was there's the ugly duckling who grew up beautiful. Maybe this was the duckling that everyone picked on, and now they're regretting it. The nose guard doesn't really work on a character with a beak. But let me clean that up just a little bit. There we go. That is our, I think somebody said a knight. It's not quite a knight, but he's a badass. Put a little dent in it. A badass medieval duck. And oh boy, if you thought he could kill you with the longbow, you want to wait until he gets up close with the hand-to-hand. Okay, alright, I didn't draw, the drawing kind of falls apart at the very bottom of the screen. We'll crop it off there. We'll crop it off there, everyone, and we'll pretend that the bottom side of the drawing actually looked really good. Let's just end that right there. Alright, so I am now open to drawing something else. So if you have any suggestions that you'd like me to take a look at, no matter what it is, I will consider it. Well, no, that's a lie, technically. If it's something that I think is fun, I'll consider it. If it's something that's very demeaning to me and my loved ones, I probably won't consider it, but you can try. Thank you to everyone who came by the stream today. I really appreciate it. It's nice to see everyone. So I'm going to try and draw something else now for you. And just draw your fun little requests. Thank you, everyone, by the way, for not asking me to color these. Maybe you have and I've missed it, but it's nice. It's nice to just be able to do the line art. That's the fun part. Screw coloring something. That's always an absolute chore. I hate coloring things in. Oh, I'm seeing there's lots of comments. I don't think I'm going to be able to read all these guys. They're flying by. They're flying by. Hey, Hugh Hannum, excuse me, Hugh Hannum with a very generous super chat. Sorry, it was going by so fast I couldn't read it as the text was going. Thank you, Hugh. That's a huge super chat. You probably get that all the time, Hugh, when you give people huge super chats. But thank you very much. All right, so that's our buff medieval duck. Let me leave that. I'm gonna keep on fussing with him and ruin him. Let me see. color something. It says Nathan. Nathan! How dare you? How dare you? No, I'm not going to color it. Draw a naked man. No, Emil, you already had your suggestion, I think. Since it's October, says Mr. Skullhead, how about a nice pic of Rabbit of Carebang from Monty Python's Holy Grail? We've already... I feel the medieval thing is already maybe getting too close to that. I could try drawing a scary rabbit. We've already drawn the scary Homer. Could you draw Irving the socially awkward bee? He's too... It's not challenging enough. It's such a simple shape. I mean, I could draw it. It would take 2 minutes, but... Classic Wolverine from memory. Oh, Rebecca Doodles with the hardcore challenge. All right. We'll try Wolverine, bub. That's my impression of Rogue. Actually, my impression of Rogue is, oh shit, I touched my boyfriend and he died. That's how I remember the first X-Men film. Just Rogue whining. You ever worry you kill someone if you touch them? That's me, Professor X. Sure does suck being me. Alright, let's try classic Wolverine from memory. I'm gonna go with just a headshot, I think, because that's gonna take a little bit less time. So this is classic Wolverine from memory. And hopefully you meant the Marvel superhero Wolverine and not a actual Wolverine animal from memory, because that's just like a little beaver type thing, right? From memory. See, I loved the X-Men growing up, but my favorite X-Man was Toad. My favorite X-Man was, and he's not, okay, he's technically Toad is part of the Brotherhood of Evil Mutants. He's technically not an X-Man, but he was my favorite for sure. All right, what are we, oh yeah, jeez, what's going on here? So what he's got is like, I don't know, I'm trying to figure out what the mask does, but now, oh boy, you said classic Wolverine, and I'm going to assume too you don't mean the Len Wein Wolverine with the tiny little mask. You know the goofy one I mean, where he's got little whiskers on his face. Although, actually, now I'm thinking about it, doesn't this Wolverine have whiskers? Oh boy, this is not coming out so good, folks. This is not coming out too good. Harry, you've watched enough X-Men cartoon back in the 90s. Enough of the X-Men cartoons. Excuse me, my grammar just decided to do a backflip there. I've watched enough of the X-Men cartoon back in the day. I should be able to figure this one out, but let me try in cleanup. We'll see if we can figure this one out, because I think you can tell who it's supposed to be, but it's not good enough. I wanted this one to actually be good. I used to really be a big X-Men fan. I mean, I still am to a degree. And this is not looking too hot. All right, you know what? This can be a loss. Well, we can chalk this one up to failure. I'm gonna quickly move this one down onto the layer below, because I don't really know how to use Toon Boom all that well, and I still have to use layers for my cleanup. I don't really understand the cleaning up a drawing process in Toon Boom. So, okay, I think the math. This is from memory. Please remember. Please be gentle with me. And I don't really remember if the nose is it like that, the nose. Oh no. Yeah. Okay. All right, Harry. Come on, you can do this. So the nose is going to have some sort of highlight. This is a classic Wolverine from memory. And trust me, my memories are only semi-lucid. But they should be able to get me through one measly Wolverine. I can't remember how I'm so tempted to open up Google Images and actually look at what I'm trying to draw. But if I do that, then I've technically failed the challenge. We don't want that. We want to see We want to see Harry struggle and fumble through a Wolverine. I'm trying to draw some sort of highlights on the mask here, and it's tough. The minute I put in the blacks, I think it'll either work or it'll fall apart. So let me just close up the gaps here around the mask, and we'll see if what we have reads as Wolverine. Oh brother. Oh bother. All right, that's all I'm gonna do there on the black part of the mask. And I can't even remember, does it go all the way around the head like that? Does it close up around the back? Oh, I've sort of, okay, I've not closed that area up. Yeah, it was supposed to be, what have I done? Harry, it was supposed to be just Wolverine. Oh, it's not so hot. It's not so hot, but we can persevere. All right, that's, if we just maybe make the rest of the face look acceptable by just adding lots of wrinkles and stubble. Now he's got a pig nose. Don't want to go with the pig nose. Maybe I always feel like the eyes are kind of the key to the character, and you should probably do that last. If you're drawing for other people, you might want to go ahead and actually draw that stuff at the very tail end, because that's sort of the thing that's going to bring it all together. But really, I tend to do them first, just to know if the whole drawing as a whole is gonna work out okay. And that's why sort of from this point on, it's going to be a little bit less interesting, because it's just going to be me sort of throwing in Hail Mary plays to see if I can get the anatomy to stick, and the rest of everything else to work together. Oh, I don't know if I can. All right, well, let's blast through the rest of this Wolvie, because I'm drawing it from memory, like I say, and I don't think I've got him really here. I want to say, obviously stubble is a big part of Wolverine. I want to say he's got like stripes on his mask. I don't know if he does. Smoking his big chocolate cigar there. Oh, that's top of that head is not. I'm not good with the tops of heads. What am I good with? What am I good with? Oh boy, oh boy. Oh boy, okay, something like that. We don't like that hatching. Hatching is terrible, Harry. Give it a rest. Let's see, it's something like that, right, for Wolverine. And then he's got the eye mask doesn't look right, but what we'll do is we'll call it there. Imagine I can draw neck muscles and just put in tons. Okay, imagine I can actually do that, like that's something that I can do, and you'll basically be happy, much happier anyway than you would be with the drawing. And gosh, I think he's got shoulder pads. I seem to at least remember that. All these kind of curved sort of, I don't know what you call them, like these like rings around his shoulders. And then obviously he's got these humongous deltoids. But we have officially lost viewers as I've muddled my way through a terrible Wolverine from memory. So I should probably wrap this bad boy up and we can continue. But yeah, I see, does he have a big kind of shape like that goes across his body? We probably, I'm just going to add that in, even if it doesn't quite make sense. Same with the little shoulder details there. So let's see, will that fill in for me? Well, good girl. Same with this one, that one, that one, that one. And we'll put some little kind of cuts and things on him because he's been in the wars a bit, has old Wolverine. And I think think that's gonna have to be my Wolverine for now, because he's not. Yeah, that didn't do it for me. That does not do it for me. We've got some problems with the mask and with the lighting and stuff, and I feel like this area is too clean. But I kind of cut into it too much with the cigarette, or the cigar rather. Let's just quickly draw some really. These claws are going to look as bad as the 2009 Wolverine Origin claws, because we're just trying to do everything really fast. So, very poor CGI claws. And a fist that would make Richard Williams cry. And that's going to be the hand. All right. Well, there we go. He's not quite the Wolverine. He's not even a Bulverine. He's just Wolverine's brother. Brogan. I don't know. He's more Logan Paul than Logan Weapon X. But alright, well that was from memory. That was my Wolverine from memory. It ain't too hot. I can't remember how I draw him or how he's ever been drawn by a human being. Let us move on. Let us move on from Wolverine. And you guys, please come at me with your suggestions if you'd like me to draw something else. We've already drawn today a very badass medieval duck. We've also already drawn an angular but attractive woman. I kind of set the challenge there to draw a woman. We'll call her Angular Angela. And I wanted to sort of break a few of my habits with drawing female characters. Maybe give her, the back of the head. Beef that up a little bit. And maybe finish this up. I'm tweaking things now. And, yeah, Wolverine is... That Wolverine is wretched, I think. Really down on the Wolverine. But if you guys would like me to draw something else, let me see your suggestions, and I will see if there's anything that takes my extremely obtuse and picky fancy. I make no promises, of course, you know that. You know that. Alright, I was going to hit save. We don't need to save, we're live streaming. It's always saved. Any mistakes that I make are going to be living forever as part of this live stream until I inevitably delete it next month. Okay, alright, well there we go. We got our duck, we've got our awful looking Wolverine. And I'm gonna try a few more. No. Don't futz with it anymore, Harry. You failed on live stream. Alright, that's Wolvie. What else we got? Beastman. Beastman from He-Man. I feel like he's a bit too similar to Wolverine. Obviously, they don't look anything alike, but in terms of characters, they're sort of a similar temperament, kind of. Your bestial humans. Vincent Price. I actually had to draw Vincent Price already this week. I drew him in an episode of Cartoon Buffoon that I'm working on for the Patreon. Do a caricature of Kilgar. A caricature of Kilgar, says Nicholas Graham. Nicholas Graham, Kilgar is a caricature. Draw Dracula. Draw Dracula. Tamagotchi says, challenge, make the next character a Lego person. Oh, thank you, Tamagotchi, but I don't know if that's a challenge, because the Lego guys is very simple. There's not a lot. I mean, there's a lot you can screw up, of course. I'm sure I could. But, Werewolf Abraham Van Lincoln. Jeez. You guys got some stupid suggestions. Dracular with an R, like yokel Dracula from Devon in Britain. We're looking for suggestions here. I'm not liking any of these. These are all absolutely wretched. Is Detective Chimp a thing? A couple people have suggested Detective Chimp. I don't know if that's a character. I feel like it rings a bell. Your own version of the Scooby-Doo gang. Oh! Scooby-Doo gang! Oh yeah, oh there we go. That's more like it. BTFO everyone else's stupid suggestions. We're drawing the Scooby-Doo gang. Oh, that's a bad Wolverine. R.I.P. Stupid suggestions. Scooby Gang it is. Alright. So the Scooby Gang is obviously I can't draw dogs, but can't draw dogs, so we're gonna have to draw a really useless dog. So Iwao Takamoto, the original designer for Scooby-Doo, he said that when he was designing Scooby as a character, he tried to look at everything a Great Dane was famous for, or what a Great Dane would be regarded as being sort of handsome for, and tried to take it away. So for example, a Great Dane dog would be regarded as handsome if it had a strong chin, so he gave it a weak chin. A Great Dane dog would be would have to have like a strong back, so he gave him like a sloping back. So I'm thinking here, I'm thinking my Scooby would just be fat. Like he eats all the time, right? He eats all the time. So wouldn't he just be really fat? And he's just gonna be huge, and I'll put the rest of the characters around him. So that's Scooby. Scooby's fat. Fred, I don't like people treating Fred like an idiot. I think Fred's actually a cool, competent guy. And I think that Fred, who is kind of Fred that actually knows what's up, and who's not just dumb white guy trope, I think that would actually be kind of cool. So we're going to try and draw a Fred who's not, he's not a cartoon character that he's, you know, this really arrogant guy who just cares about his looks, or he's not a bimbo. I guess he'd be a himbo. We're just going to try and draw a Fred that is, so my Fred actually does not look that different. I'm just going to make him look a little bit more Chad-like, and we're going to give him the ascot still, because you know, we're going to make him look a little bit more muscular. He's behind the obese Scooby. All right, we'll get to the cleanup later. We'll make this work at the cleanup stage. Shaggy. Okay, no. Okay, Velma. Oh boy, what are we doing with Velma? Now everyone has a thing for Velma, it seems, because she's kind of that girl next door. Or she's not really girl next door, but she's got that appeal in that she's sort of a geek girl. So I'll keep that with my Velma. What am I gonna do with Velma? Everyone draws Velma really thick and curvy. I don't know if I want to do that. I'd say no, I do want to do that. That is my my inclination, is to draw an extremely busty Velma. But I won't. I will refrain. Maybe Velma is, I think Velma, I have no take on Velma whatsoever. I think I'm going to draw an Asian Velma. Not in a way that is hugely stereotypical. I've drawn the eyes very almond there. But I think I'm going to draw kind of, because I think they've played a little bit with kind of, doesn't the new Velma in the CGI movie Hispanic? I could be wrong about that. I've not actually seen the movie. Velma we're not going to go crazy with, but I'm going to give her the darker hair. Velma, I didn't really know what to do there. It's the other two I'm more interested in. So Daphne, the thing that's curious to me about Daphne is that she's always treated as like this real hot babe, that, you know, she usually is. And don't get me wrong, Sarah Michelle Gellar is obviously a very, very attractive actress, but in the live action movie they picked, like I said, Sarah Michelle Gellar, very attractive lady. But they kind of, for me, they sort of defeated the whole point of it with casting, oh, what's her name? The lady that played Velma in the live action movies. Oh gosh, she was Hawkeye's wife in the Avengers. I can't remember her name. Something, it's like Italian name. Anyway, I don't remember her name. I'm sure somebody in the chat will tell me. But she is a very, very attractive lady. I think she's personally much more of a stunner than Sarah Michelle Gellar, and I thought that was a weird pairing, that they have this, you know, Velma, like we say, is supposed to be more of the kind of nerdy girl, and they picked a real hot tamale to play her. Linda Cardellini, there we go. Binda Bordellini, Bando Bamboguni. I was semi-right. Thank you very much, Sierra Sora, for getting that. Alright, so our Daphne's just going to be plain. She's going to be smoking. She's going to be real hot. It's going to be hot as I can reasonably do. And I realize my roughs are not making you think that. Shaggy's not going to be a dwarf, but I'm thinking, unfortunately, Shaggy's going to slightly cut off Daphne there. So let's draw Shaggy down in the front. I'm just going to have him sitting. All right, he's going to have to be at the back. Sorry, I don't want to spend forever drawing this thing, guys. This is technically, what, 5 characters? And I'm trying to get through these. Just to let you know, we've also drawn... Oh, like you can't see him because of the roughs. All right, so we're going to get to Shaggy now. I'm thinking my Shaggy, he's going to actually look like he's always eating. That's my take on Shaggy. Because Shaggy is so skinny. I don't know, that's not a very creative thing to do. It's actually funny, really, to have a character that is always eating but so stick thin. I guess that's part of the joke. And my take on Shaggy is that he's just going to be absolutely enormous. He's going to be absolutely enormous, and so big I can't fit him in. Frighteningly looks a little bit like me. I'm not that fat, but I've given him kind of my hair. Hopefully this is not a glimpse of things to come in the future. So everybody, we're going to try and clean this up. It's going to take a long time, and this was supposed to be a fun stream, and it's turned into a lot of work, but that's okay. It's okay, I brought it on myself. Just if you've just joined us, the only good drawings we've done so far tonight are our attractive lady that we drew with lots of angles to try and break things up a little bit, a cool medieval duck, Wolverine from memory, that's why he looks so copyright free. He looks like a poor sort of thing you'd see on a Turkish poster for the X-Men film that they painted by hand because they couldn't get a version with the Turkish text on it or something. So we're going to draw now. This is the Scooby Gang as interpreted by me. This is, by the way, not really adding anything to them because the characters are already peerlessly, perfectly designed. They don't need anything to make them any better. But we're gonna take what's not broken and not fix it. Just make it worse. So our Velma is still gonna be geeky. Some of these we got, let me see, out of what, 5 characters? The chances of one of them being really, really badly drawn is actually very high. It's very high. The glasses are too... I have this thing, I cannot draw glasses. I always draw them too wide or too narrow. So yeah, we've decided not to go with the super hot Velma, because I feel like it's always the go-to. She's going to be cute, but she's going to be kind of, I don't know, real world levels of cute, I think. She's looking a little bit like she's got a problem with somebody. She's looking a little bit stern right now, and I don't want to... We're not going to do that to Daphne. We're going to keep Daphne looking a little bit more lighthearted, but I'm okay with our Velma having that kind of energy. And didn't she had a little bow in her hair in Mystery Inc, so we're going to give her the bow. This is really not my own version of the Scooby Gang. This is just me semi-realistically drawing the Scooby Gang. Something going on there on the chest. She's supposed to be female, and I kind of didn't really approach it like that. She's got a round face, but I think that's okay. And we're going to give her... We're going to say this Velma is dark-haired. Very, very dark-haired. Oh, you know what? Goth Velma would be kind of cool. I mean, she's a little bit goth. Tell you what, I think that's what we're going to do here. She's now she looks like Emily Strange. Okay, yeah, we're doing Goth Velma. Goth Velma check. And for that to make any degree of sense with the rest of her outfit. I'm not saying a goth wouldn't wear something like an orange sweater, but I'm gonna make her sweater black, and maybe I was gonna say the tips of the fingers could be black as well, but not the tips of the fingers, you know what I mean, the nail polish, but that might make them blend in a little bit too much. It's the problem with goths. They do blend in with other goths. All right, so we're gonna finish off. That's my take on Velma. She's a goth. She's a goth. Her favorite movie is Night of the Demons. I don't know anything about goths. She likes what? The Cure? Who do the goths listen to? Can you tell that I stopped taking in media in 2005 because my references are like the Goths, an 80s band. At least I'm not so old-fashioned. I'm talking about Visigoths. Who didn't they sack Rome or something? That's a little history joke there. All right, we'll color that in a sec. Let's quickly find where does Scooby come in? She's got her skirt. All right, so that's my handle on the Velma. And I think after this, folks, tonight we're gonna draw one more quick thing. But I'm not gonna limit myself to that. We can draw maybe more than one thing, but I can definitely see cleaning up this as a job is going to take a lot of time, and we want to make sure that we get somebody else catered to tonight. Could be you, if you're lucky. I don't know about that though. Oh brother, we're trying to do the color fills, and they don't want to. This is why I don't draw goths very often. It's too much with filling in all the black. Okay, will this now be the time, please, for the color fill to work? Come on. Oh, come on. Okay. All right. There we go. Yes, there we go. All right, and I think she looks good. I think she looks good in black. And we're gonna hit save, because you know what's gonna happen. We're gonna get halfway through the next one, and it's gonna crash. General Poop asks, is he using Windows 7? I am using Windows 7. This computer that I'm currently using has not been updated ever, and it was bought in 2010. And every cartoon I've made since 2010 has been made with the same computer. I am 100% getting a new one soon, when it is in the budget. Thank you, by the way, for everyone who's joining us today. This is the Dr. Bees is late, but I'm gonna keep trying to put out stuff anyway. Celebration, of course. If you are a supporter on Patreon, you'll know that I do my behind the scenes series, Shot Blast, and also my cartoon analysis series, Cartoon Buffoon, which only has 1 episode so far. Shot Blast has 5 episodes, but we're gonna do more of both of those very, very soon. And I'll keep coming by the Discord and talking to people on there, the Patreon supporters Discord. But as far as sort of other stuff goes, I really can't see anything happening until this cartoon is finished. And I wanted to come by today and give you guys a little something. Scooby looking very overweight right now. And that's the goal. This is my interpretation of Scooby-Doo. And I'm thinking the eyes could be closed. There we go. I think we'll get through Scooby pretty quick. I am not someone really that can draw dogs, but I don't know what's going on with the chin here. He just looks very big. He doesn't really look as fat as I wanted him to. I think adding a bit of drool and stuff kind of could add to that. Alrighty, and we'll draw in the black nose. So we got through Velma a lot slower than we got through Scooby. Scooby's not taking too long. But he looks... Oh, what does he look like to me? He looks like... Oh, the collar! Yeah. I got an idea. I was gonna say... Okay, no. I was gonna say the collar could be cutting into him, but... Maybe... Maybe that's what happened. Maybe this Scooby got so fat that they instead went with the dog. I was gonna say it could be like a bib, put stains on it, you know? I was gonna draw it really big, but then the dog is so big it would sort of look small in comparison. So, all right, I'm backing off from Scooby. This is taking too long, and we don't want to take forever to get to hot Daphne, because definitely that's what I'm looking forward to the most. No, we don't want to spend forever on this set of characters. I don't know. I don't love that fat Scooby. He's okay. He's all right. I feel like it's fine. It's fine. I don't like it very much. He's worse than the Wolverine we were drawing earlier, but that's fine. We'll move on, and we'll quickly draw boring Fred. My take on Fred is that he's actually not a complete dope. I feel like they've made him sort of dumber and dumber over the years, and we want a Fred who's sort of semi-competent, right? I have no plan for the eyes, but all right, he's gonna. And we want to make sure this Fred kind of has got a bit of a no. I don't no. Look at the top of his head. That was too. No, he doesn't. He's no. The chin was so angular. He looked like a male model. We don't want to make him hot stuff. Daphne's gonna be hot stuff though. No, Fred's more just like your kind of could have totally been a jock, but decided he liked traps. No, that's not what I mean. He decided that he liked science and stuff. In fact, why don't we could maybe put Fred in glasses? I don't know if that. Yeah, I kind of like this as a sort of, let's give him the longer face. Oh boy. Is that what I want to do there? No, it's not what I want to do there. I had to see it with a new perspective. I know you guys are thinking, Harry, you've ruined it. The drawing isn't very good and you've ruined it now. Because what I had in my imagination was better. He looks a bit like that bloke from Sword in the Stone. What's his name? The one that's like always giving Arthur shit. Oi, what? Some lovely American person thought they would do an English accent. They thought, oh, I could do an English accent. Yeah, he reminds me of that guy from Sword in the Stone. But I like that guy from Sword in the Stone. That guy reminds me of me. Because that's how I talk, being an English person. It does seem to be a thing with American actors voicing English characters, is you do tend to get sort of one of two accents. You either get very sort of posh. Hello, my name's Nigel Penny Nigel. They think everyone's called Nigel over here. Hello, I'm Nigel Smith, the Earl of Nigelshire. And they either do that or you get, you know, why what? I was thinking maybe our ascot could be given to Scooby, because we sort of gave Scooby an ascot and we could cut Fred's ascot and instead give it to Scooby. But I don't want to shy away from the ascot. Doesn't Daphne have one too? It's a very ascot heavy team, at least this interpretation. But I really can't draw crossed arms very well, and I've gone too heavy with the crossed arms motif here, because we've got Fred and Velma. Velma's don't look too bad. Our goth Velma is looking pretty good, but Fred here is not really happening. But Fred, I think we're gonna go with the ascot, But his shirt, maybe it's you know what? Maybe it is. This is a hangover from when he was in his Cub Scouts. Okay, that makes sense to me. I see Fred. He's kind of jockey, but he's also into sort of wilderness survival-y stuff. I think this is a hangover from when he was in the Cubs. Well, what do you call them? And they call the Cubs in America Boy Scouts, right? He's literally a Boy Scout, an ex-Boy Scout. I don't think he does it anymore. I think they would probably call the parents if he hung around the kids too much. But yeah, the arms are sort of floating a bit. Alright, the arms are floating, but whatever. Alright, get off my fucking case. The arms, they're too damn high. Fred's arms are too damn high. They're meeting like in the... son of a... Alright, this is not pretty, okay? We want to fix this. I'm gonna cut what I've drawn, and I'm gonna go on to the next thing, the next frame, and I'm gonna start playing with it. Something like that, right? And this one would be down like that. No, that's too low. You know, Harry, why don't you, as somebody who's currently live streaming to 600 people, why don't you not worry too much and accept that if the circumstances were different, you would look at a picture for reference and you'd let it go on a live stream. That's what I should be doing. I should be letting this go because that doesn't look very good. But you guys know that if I had more time, you know how much I like to take time with my animations. This is my version of Fred, and we will be leaving it there. All right. We'll put a shadow under it. Okay. When in doubt, add some sort of extra needless detail, and people will think, "Wow, this guy can really draw." Because that's not good on the arms. The arms don't look good. And we're going to have to leave it there. And also get rid of the shading now, because that doesn't look good either. Oh, Harry, will you? Alright, well, whatever. Alright, that's Fred. Fred, we're good with. Okay, so now we're gonna do a hot Daphne. That's my interpretation. If you've only just joined us today, we drew Wolverine from memory. We drew a big, powerful medieval duck. He's pretty good. And this lovely lady, this sort of angular lady. And we're gonna draw one more character, okay? No, two more characters, excuse me, in this group shot alone. And that is, Fred looks like he's wearing Under Armour. Maybe I already said that, but I'm fine with that. That could be, he's sort of a jockey guy. And I want to draw Daphne last, but maybe Shaggy's just going to have to be last. I don't know. This style of hair, the big, Americans call it a bangs. We call it a fringe over here in the United States of Britain. That style of hair where there are really sort of the bangs come forward, I feel like that's about to come back, or maybe it's come back for a while, but I really like that. I like the big kind of Elvis-y front curl, whatever you'd call them. Losing my old voice today. Okay, this is my take on Daphne, and we'll do something. I want to give a freckles, because she is a redhead, as is Velma. Velma may actually be, she may fit better with the freckles, but I want to do the same for Daphne. Now, Daphne right now is not looking great. I had hoped to make her prettier, but I feel like we'll come back to the eyes. Oh yeah, she has like a headband, doesn't she? Well, this one does anyway. We're going to come back to that. She's looking quite boyish at the moment. That's okay. It's the eyes what is going to do it. And, oh, back to the hair that I cannot draw. Alright, okay, let's see now. Okay, so what's Daphne's outfit? I remember it being basically a purple dress. She has an ascot too. I don't think we're going to give this version of Daphne the ascot. But I don't want to try to totally make her too masculine. I want to just try and... She's got a fist there for some reason. And we're going to give her some cans. Why not? The question may be why, but the answer is because we can. And if anyone tells... They're too high. We're going to lower them just a touch there. If anyone says we're setting unrealistic beauty expectations... that's fine. We'll take the L on that case. All right, so I don't know. I like skirts. Let's give her a skirt. We're gonna come. No, we're not gonna come back to her. We can finish her off. It's just. Got them big old thighs, and that's okay with me. I don't know if I like the shape of that. That's a very cartoony curve there I put in. Oh, you're all gonna have your opinions. You're all gonna say things. You're all gonna say, Ari, it's not right. A leg doesn't look like that. Maybe your hand is behind her back. How about that? So I don't like the way that hand looks. Arm is too long, it's too Frankensteinish, it's too ape-like. We'll just draw it behind her back. Oh, this one was so much work. Why did I accept drawing the Scooby Gang? Alright, there we go. I think we're gonna give her a tight top. I considered it. I considered, like, you know, giving her the cleavage and everything. I think a tight top, even though that's also what goth Velma's wearing, I like the tight top. Okay, we're gonna, you know what I'm gonna do? This is gonna be controversial in 2020. I'm gonna give her a cross. Because look, she's faced some monsters in her time. I think this Daphne's a Catholic. Not dressed super modestly, but, you know, maybe it's a fashion statement, maybe not. I like that. And then we're gonna come in with the other arm here. And, oh, the famous Daphne horror claws. It's just very, very ugly finger I've drawn there, but it's because we're just going in with the inks and kind of figuring it out as we go. Something like that for the hand. I don't know. Oh, yeah, she's gotta have eyes. Yeah, we forgot the eyes. She's making those dreamy eyes of Fred. I think she likes Fred. I like Fred too. No homo. I think she's into Fred. I think that's canon, isn't it? Anyway, that she likes Fred and Fred likes her. You know, this kind of is the girl next door version of Daphne. She's not as bombastic as I thought we may end up drawing her, but I like her. She's okay. The freckles are sort of tying it together for me. I actually don't mind them. maybe we'll add a little detail on her hair as well, because I don't know, maybe not, we'll just make the band a little bit bigger and maybe make it black, kind of like Gwen Stacy or something. Yeah, there we go. I think she has a band in her hair, but I think it's green originally. All right, well, there we go. There is our version of Daphne's. I don't love the hairline we've given her. I think that helps a little bit, putting a little squiggle in there just to let you know that her hair is actually attached to her head. I have not seen these drawings flipped yet. They may not look so good from other angles and stuff, but I guess at that point we should probably move on to extremely obese. I didn't really spend any time on the boobs. That's weird for me. It's weird for me, right? It's like, feel like my mum's watching over my shoulder. If I spend any time rendering a lady's breasts while on live stream, I feel like my mum's eyes are glaring at me. Like she's gonna judge me. She used to find all these drawings that I draw and I keep under the bed, and you can kind of guess the sort of thing they would be of. I know the skirt really wouldn't be lifting up there, but you know, maybe Scooby just did a giant dog fart and it's just lifted it up slightly. All right, I don't know if the black skirt works. I'm sure everyone has strong opinions about the black skirt. We're gonna leave it for now, partially out of laziness. No, it's just... no, we're not gonna leave it. Oh, I don't know about the black skirt. I don't know. I gotta live my life, Harry. People don't care that much about the black skirt. All right. So now we're going to go ahead and render Shaggy. And I've decided that Shaggy is extremely big in this version. Jeez. He looks horrifying. Looks like he's gonna do something to her. All right, maybe we don't move shreds. Shred and Fraggy. Maybe we don't move his eyes. Maybe we keep them there. He's the ascot is weird. I think we're gonna have to lose it. I don't like it. I was saying yesterday, not yesterday. I've gone mad. Yes, earlier I was saying we got to keep the ascot and commit to the ascot. But you know what? It's weirding me out. It doesn't look right. His arms are already drawn so poorly. We're just going to do this for Fred, okay? For Shred. All right, there we go. I know. I totally cucked on the ascot. Just couldn't handle it. All right. All right, time to draw. I've been putting it off. Okay. Oh, Mr. Matamation. This is the Scooby Gang. This is the Scooby Gang reimagined by me, okay? And we're my favorite character, Shaggy. And this is Shaggy if he actually had the diet that Shaggy is presented to have. I hope you guys are okay with this. This reimagined Shaggy. We're gonna add an adornment to Shaggy that I think is gonna be controversial, but necessary. Yes, obviously he's cosplaying as Trilby Dogtooth. All right, let's get that hat colored in because we want it to be dark. The cardinal sin of drawing a character is never put them in any kind of fedora. Not these days anyway. It was a bit more acceptable back in the mid 19th century. But Shaggy, we didn't get the memo with Shaggy, so he's going to be definitely he's going to be drawn that way. All right, okay, so I think we can get through Shaggy pretty quickly now. Yeah, there we go. Basically, I'm using myself as a basis for this. The people that's gonna give me crap about having the fabric of Daphne's shirt adhering too closely to her chest. Fabric doesn't really act like that. We're gonna do the same thing with the Shagster here. And he's got the big pants. And I don't quite know where we'd see the rest of him, but I guess it would be somewhere around there. And he's probably got a backpack. I don't know why. I just feel like that's a good touch, the backpack. I feel that'd be something he would carry around or lug around. And just to finish it off, we're gonna let me get a thicker brush here. There we go. That's the gang. That's the goth version of Velma. That is the I can't draw dogs, but I'm gonna try Scooby-Doo. That's the Fred, whose legs appear to be far too short, and he looks like an anime version of the brother from Sword in the Stone. I tried to draw a hot Daphne, but it didn't quite turn out right. And my favorite, the very, very larger than life version of Shaggy. There we go. That's my version of the Scooby Gang. Hope you like that one. That one took a long, long time. I thought I would be done much, much sooner than that one. That was quite the chore. But thank you for sitting through that one. I appreciate it hugely, because we've had a lot more viewers today than regular, and the fact that some of you decided to stick around through that complete ordeal is excellent. So really appreciate it. Guys, I want to wrap this up sometime soon because I gotta get back to working on Dr. Bees. This is the official celebration that I'm not going to be able to finish Dr. Bees on time, although it's coming out this month. You can hold my feet to the fire on that one. It's coming out this month, and hopefully something else could possibly come out as well. So before I go, let's do another one, okay? And then we'll do a little rundown of everything. I realize that we want to make sure that Daphne's, Velma's bow there is together. I would flip the drawing, but I think I'll not like what I see. So I'll take one more suggestion before leaving you all. Mr. Madimation says he went to community college with a guy that looked exactly like Shaggy. I bet he was a great guy. Oh, he also had fingerless gloves. There we go. Fingerless gloves. Can we make it not look like a hairy bush coming from Daphne? If we do that. Where would his hand even be anyway? No, we're gonna have to leave it at that. Maybe he's got one hairless glove because he's a random guy. He's just random, lol. So let me... Something Star Trek, says Megatron. Something Star Trek. That could be cool. That could be cool. I mean, I like a lot of stuff from Star Trek, but I don't know if I could draw it very well. You know, I would like to draw, if I could do a good likeness of Denise Crosby from Star Trek as Tasha Yar, that would be cool, but I don't know if I can do that. So, also, a lot of people may not know who she is and not care. Because, you know, certainly the demand was high for the Scooby Gang. Hoverhand. All right, we'll do the Shaggy Hoverhand. That's a good idea. Like, you're pretty hot, Daphne. Hey, this Shaggy wouldn't talk like that. He'd be like, that sounds like Zach. You're pretty cool. You're pretty cool, Daphne. Yeah, you're like sensitive. I like that. You know, some girls are bitches. Okay, there we go. That's the Shagster Hoverhand. Hey, Shagster. Maybe the Hoverhand was supposed to be on Fred. Actually, the Hoverhand really should be down here to fill in that space, but that looked like he's maybe about to grope her. So we won't do that. I'll put Scooby's tail. There we go. And it looks like I left that space open. I don't like Fred squatting, but there we go. Oh no, now it looks like Daphne's into the Hoverhand. That's not... She's like, ooh, I really hope he puts his hands on me. Alright, come on. We're gonna go with I can't do a Psychic Pebbles impression, but it's a good thing. There's only one Zach in the world, and he is a beautiful, wonderful man. Anything Mighty Boosh? No more stuff from memory. Actually, that's gonna have to be from memory, isn't it? If I'm not pulling up reference. Why don't we just try and draw? Color it. We're gonna go with something just random. All right, we're gonna go with one more thing to finish off the stream. Gonna go with I'm looking for references. Godzilla, no, Godzilla's too much work. Kevin Sorbo, fucking yes, I'll draw Kevin Sorbo because I'm a big fan. This is Davi88 knows exactly what he's doing when he suggests I draw Kevin Sorbo. I'm a big Kevin Sorbo fan, big old Kevin Sorbo fan. Well, I'm a big Hercules fan, and Kevin Sorbo has won himself a different reputation lately because he's been very political in his output on Twitter, and that's not necessarily what's pulled me in. I'm more of a fan of the 1995 Legendary Adventures of Hercules. I'm actually going to get a reference for Kevin Sorbo because I don't think I can draw without the reference, the mighty Sorb. Come on without, come on within. You've not seen nothing like that Sorbo thing. Alright, well let's just really try and do this quickly because you folks all have homes to go to. You don't have to go home, but you can't stay here. And we're going to wrap up this live stream with a little bit of Kevin Sorbo fun. And let me see. I'm just going to try and draw Hercules if we were doing an animated sort of adaptation, because there was an animated Hercules movie. She came out the same year as the Disney Hercules movie, or I believe a year later, and it's not great. It's certainly got some problems. But one thing I don't really like about it is the designs, and I feel I'm about to do a much worse design and actually show up that I know nothing. Okay, about designs. I'm not really a character designer. I'm just sort of passing through this space briefly as I make a few silly cartoons. Nose is a little bit big, but Kevin Sorbo does have, if you look up reference images of Kevin Sorbo, he doesn't have a big nose, but he has like a rounded sort of nose. This is our Kevin Sorbo Hercules, as he would appear in the Hercules TV show, the animated TV show from 1998, that I'm definitely going to go back in time to direct once we're done here. You know, there was a young Hercules show based in the same continuity, starring a young Ryan Gosling as Hercules, I think. Alright, so we'll go ahead now and clean this thing up. It's not great, but it should just about get the job done, I think. Actually leave the face till last this time. Oh yeah, I said this was animated, so we won't go overboard with the detail, but who knows, maybe it's a CGI show. Gonna make those pectorals shine, boy. Oh, that's what I say when I'm gonna have my pectorals shined. I take on a kind of an old-timey oil baron sort of type persona. You better make my pectorals shine, boy. That's not an oil baron, that's just a prospector. I want to see my face in my pectorals. I want to see other men's pectorals in my pectorals. That's me getting my pectorals shined. Oh, this is not, this is Harry Struggles with Anatomy, episode 412. You know, this is that thing again where I'm too scared to actually put the arm in sort of a foreshortened perspective. He has these gauntlet type things that he wears. Not gauntlets, they call them braces, I guess you'd call them. What do you call those leather things? Leather braces, right? Sort of medieval fantasy attire. There we go. And we're gonna not draw that fist that way, Harry, because it wasn't looking very good. We're gonna pray to Zeus that the black color fills will actually fill in. It's not too bad. I'm gonna make this arm a lot buffer. It's not quite accurate on the show because he was in good shape, old Kevin Sorbo in Hercules, but he wasn't Titanic. I actually know a lot about Kevin Sorbo. I have read Kevin Sorbo's autobiography, and I will proceed to now tell you about Kevin Sorbo as a man. Kevin Sorbo was from someplace, I want to say Minnesota. I could be very wrong about that. But he moved to California. He became a male model kind of early in his life and went to Italy, and he was groped by some famous, I can't remember who it was, some famous male fashion designer came on to him and he punched him. And I remember that part of the autobiography. And later on in the autobiography, he is on a boat and he nearly dies when I think the anchor suddenly retracts and jumps up onto the ship. No, wait, somebody's shooting, that's it. I think there is a thing with an anchor, but that's it's a separate part of the boat. I think he nearly died twice on a boat. In the middle of the night, some drunks with guns are taking pot shots at the boat, and they fill the boat with holes, and he realizes that he could have died. I remember that part of the autobiography, and it's called True Strength, if you want to read it, by the way, but I can just tell you all the best bits. He gets shot at, and I think an anchor actually did hit him. An anchor came up too fast from a boat and whacked him and nearly killed him. He was cast actually to play Superman in the 1994 Lois and Clark television series, which ended up with Dean Cain in the role. And Dean Cain got the role after they told Kevin Sorbo that he was going to have the role. Looks like Ken. Really, we're basically just drawing Ken from Street Fighter. I know, I'm sure some people have already pointed that out. But he got the role, and then they called him up the next day after he'd ecstatically informed everyone that he knew that he was going to be Superman, to tell him, sorry Kevin, we've changed our minds actually. This doesn't usually happen, but we are not casting you, even though they told him he definitely had the role. He was not told by his agent. I think he was actually told by the studio that made Lois and Clark. But that worked out because the same year he would have been too busy making Superman, but instead he went on to play Hercules the same year, and I actually think that was more successful on TV than the 1990s Lois and Clark show. So I guess it worked out for him because Hercules ran for like 7 seasons. And in the last, I want to say it was between season 5 and 6 or between season 6 and 7, I think he was on hiatus between seasons. He was having complaints in his arm. He felt a tingling feeling in his arm, and he went to a chiropractor, and the chiropractor cracked his neck to try to release the pain in his arm. If you're only just joining us, I am telling people the life of Kevin Sorbo, the very conservative actor who now pretty much exclusively does faith movies, but I'm a fan of his work. I like Kevin Sorbo. I don't care about his politics. I just think that he seems like an interesting guy. And I read his autobiography, so I'm now regurgitating that to people who probably don't care. But yeah, he went to his chiropractor with an injured, with this feeling in his arm, this tingling feeling. And his chiropractor cracked his neck to try and release tension and pain, and ended up sending 3 blood clots into his brain and giving him a stroke. It looked like the blood clots were what were causing the tingling feeling, and those went into his brain, and he had 3 strokes, mini strokes, mind you, but strokes nonetheless. Now, this was between seasons as he was playing Hercules on television, so he's playing the most powerful man on planet Earth. He's playing a demigod on TV, and suddenly he can barely stand up, he can't talk, he's bedbound for a couple of months, and he goes from being in peak physical shape to being not stick thin, but really diminished in terms of his physique and his size and everything. So they did this weird thing where they wanted to keep making the television show Hercules, but they now had a star. They had a star actor who could barely function. He could only be on set a few hours a day. He couldn't do fight scenes. So they did a lot of covering up for that fact. They had a lot of shots filmed from behind. They gave him a new outfit that didn't really show off his arms, so you couldn't tell quite how much weight he'd lost and how much muscle mass he'd lost. They had they came up with stories where he wasn't the focus. There's an episode where I think it's called something like Where's Hercules, where he disappears. They do that kind of thing. There's an episode where they actually go to modern LA. They get sort of banished or something to modern LA. I can't draw his mouth. But in modern LA, you find out that the actor Kevin Sorbo, who's playing himself in the episode, is also missing, and it's the whole episode is where is Kevin Sorbo, and then he just turns up for like one shot at the end and basically smirks as he's smirking here in my drawing, and that's it, and that's the episode. And that was obviously because he'd had his multiple strokes and couldn't function as an actor. So interesting story, interesting life story. Then went on to play the lead in the TV show Andromeda, which was created by Star Trek creator Gene Roddenberry, although he was dead. So what they actually did was stitch together several ideas for shows he never made while he was alive, and that's what became Andromeda. And now he does movies like God's Not Dead and that kind of thing, so sort of Christian movies, very different to stuff like Hercules, although Hercules still had that kind of family-friendly action thing. It wasn't gritty or dramatic, but alright, that's... I don't like those eyes filled in like that. I'll keep one eye like that, and I'll keep the other eye like this. So there we go. There is my TV's Herc from Hercules, The Legendary Journeys, excuse me, multiple, plural. And we're going to take a look at the artwork we did today on stream, which I did with your help and your patience, everybody. Thank you so much for coming by and suggesting things. We're going to take a look at other things drawn today, such as the Scooby Gang, reinterpreted by me. There they go. There's the Scooby Gang. I want to give Fred a bigger bottom lip, because I feel he would have one. No, I don't like that bottom. Whatever. We're just gonna stick with what we had. There's the Scooby Gang, everybody. Like zoinks! I gained 400 pounds! And that's Wolverine from memory. Everything's kind of from memory except for Hercules there at the end. That's my Wolverine that was very mishandled. I had a lot of problem. I was a big X-Men kid growing up. I loved the X-Men, but I think there's more dark around the mouth and the mask, and I didn't do that, and I didn't really remember the other details about the costume, but we went for it. This guy might be the winner of the night. I think I like the way he turned out. This is our badass medieval duck character. I think he looks pretty good. And there we go. There is the Angular Lady. We don't have a name for her. We'll just call her Angela. Angular Angela. Then this is just obviously the better drawings, the drawings I was doing at the start of the stream, I was very serious at this point about creating great content for you all. But here's the stuff we did tonight. So in 2 hours, we really didn't create very much, but that's because these were pretty hardcore, serious drawings, especially like the Wolverine, especially the Scooby Gang, especially Herc. So hopefully you had a good time tonight, everyone. Really appreciate you coming by. There's me belching. I don't know why. I haven't drunk or eaten anything in 2 hours, but I probably need to go and do that now. So it's been a 2 hour stream, pretty intense. Really, really thank you everybody for coming by. I appreciate it hugely, and I will be by again. I gotta get to work on Dr. Bees and get serious, but I will be with you all in the future, and we'll have another live stream just like this. So thank you all. Take care. You guys are great. I will speak to you soon. Alright, gonna play you out with some beautiful music by my friend Ocaride. I said that wrong. Ocaroid, excuse me, Ocaroid. Enjoy your evening, everyone, and enjoy the beautiful music. Take care. Bye-bye.